Hello, welcome to the Wellness Lab podcast, where we are striving to provide you great insights, educational information, and overall anything valuable that will help you in your daily life and increase your wellness or achieve your wellness. So today I'm happy to welcome Permelia to our podcast. She's a fellow Canadian, so excited to have you here. And we'll be learning more about yourself and Healing Institute. This is a great segue and a great way for anyone listening to us in the new year who are looking to improve their emotional wellness, their healing, and then there's some science, practice, and energy around it. So I'll pass it over to you. Thanks for being part of this podcast and just to know more about your background, about yourself, how you've been helping others throughout your lifetime and career, and then we'll dive into the conversation.
All right. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your podcast. I'm very excited. So I have been studying healing modalities, been working with an energy teacher over 25 years ago, studied with her for 8 years, and learned a number of different healing modalities, realigning my beliefs, balancing my chakras, healing past lifetime energy. Those were the modalities I studied with her. Became a Reiki 1, got my Reiki 1 with her. And really, I was doing it for myself. I was in a little bit of a dark spot at that point in time. And I was just searching because I knew I had to go inward to find my own healing in order for me to have that joy and happiness that I really wanted to have in my life. And so in doing that, I did find my joy and happiness. And my teacher, I moved from, for fellow Canadians, I was living in Edmonton, Alberta, and now I'm living on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And so I had moved here and was working at a resort, and my coworkers were wondering why I was so happy all the time. And so I explained to them that I did an energy balance in the morning before I came to work. And they kind of wondered what that was all about. So interestingly enough, that my energy teacher had predicted that I was going to do something in the energy and holistic health field. When I moved to British Columbia, I had no idea that was going to happen, but it was her prediction. And then with my coworkers wanting to know more about how I integrated my happiness, it turned out that yes, that's what I started to do, is teaching my coworkers, and basically just teaching them what my energy teacher had taught me. So as I mentioned before, chakra balancing, realigning belief systems, healing past lifetime energy for those who believe in that. And along that journey, I was introduced to the body code, the emotion code, and the body code, which is looking at trapped emotions that are in our subconscious. And often they could be running the show, and we don't even know why we're doing things a certain way. And so then I started to I studied under Dr. Bradley Nelson, who came up with the protocol for emotion code and body code, got certified by him in both those modalities, and then had already had some client base from my other modalities. So just have been working with that transition of helping clients understand why certain things are happening in their life, and it could be because of these emotions. And there's all different kinds of emotions. You can inherit them. So depending on your family dynamics and generations, you could inherit these emotions. So many of us are empathetic, so we can pick up emotions from other people. There's one called the heart wall, which means that if you have these our subconscious puts up a wall around our heart actually to protect us. But if these emotions get trapped in the wall, in the heart wall, then that could result in physically being ill, or even just not having success in life. So there's another one called prenatal, which something was going on with your mother when she was pregnant with you. but you got the trapped emotions. I always never think that that's fair, but that is another type of trapped emotion that we can find, and then we can clear and release those trapped emotions. So it's a beautiful modality. It works really, really well. I also I can work with children, and I've worked with animals as well as adults.
Amazing. So lots of interesting things you're touching upon as we've been more aware throughout time. I
Mhm.
think since COVID, mental health has taken
Mhm.
a really big spot, which is great because before it was more like, oh, you're feeling a bit of panic or stress or whatever, just push, be strong, and that's it. So great to know like there's so many types of these trapped emotions that might be coming from different places. Like this
Absolutely.
prenatal one that you mentioned is
Yes.
just something that for me is an eye opener, but makes sense that could happen. And then
Mhm.
the other thing that is really interesting is that energy, right? There's
Yes.
lots of energy, it flows different ways, and we can absorb it, we can receive it, we can manage it and move around. But there's always this component on someone like you who has this expertise, this professional preparation that will be able to provide the right tools and to overall create a bit of a diagnosis, to put it in
Yeah.
simple terms.
Yes, and
Amazing.
one of my big ahas when I was studying with my energy teacher was about that we all have energy. I hadn't really thought of it from a metaphysical point of view, but now, of course, I've studied that for, as I say, over 25 years. So I know, when you think about we all have energy around us, surrounding around us. It's actually called our aura or electromagnetic field, if you want the scientific term. And so when I use this example is often you'll meet people and you'll either have an instant reaction one way or the other, like one, no, I don't want to go near that person, or yes, I really, really. So it's what's happening is it's your electromagnetic field connecting with the other person's electromagnetic field, and our auras or electromagnetic fields have been measured. So scientifically, they've been measured. So they go out from us for many, many feet. So you can connect with other people that way. And then that just confirms to me that we're all energy, and we all have energy vibration, and how strong that can be and how important that is.
Yes, and then talking about how we can feel probably this way on being stressed, imbalanced, and whatnot
Mhm.
when we're near others, it totally resonates because at times, as you say, you are close to someone or you are interacting with someone that it's not really probably compatible with yourself or with that energy you have, and it really creates this kind of unstable feeling, something that really doesn't allow us to thrive.
Yeah, it's not
So really
fitting right.
important to
Something's
exactly,
just doesn't feel right.
yes. So
And
it's
it's an
great.
emotion, so you can say that. It's just not feeling right.
Perfect. Yes, I agree. Thank you. And then the other couple of things that will be worthwhile exploring. One, we're sharing below all the information for your socials, website, and as well for your podcast. I just want to let everyone else know you have a podcast. You've recorded more than 115 episodes. So congratulations. It takes
Thank you.
lots of hard work and consistency, discipline to get topics, to get guests, and obviously, anyone who is listening that wants to learn more about emotions, healing, there's a great podcast that you've been working for. So more than welcome to support you and others to listen to you. And then diving into a bit of like the Healing Institute.
Mhm. Mhm.
Please let us know how it works. I know the idea is you are helping as a bridge between patients and practitioners, but feel free to provide us more insights on how others can learn on how it works and obviously um, get some support through Healing Institute.
Certainly. Yeah, thank you so much. So just a little bit of background so people understand where this came all about. Um, I was looking around. I live in a small city on Vancouver Island, and I was looking around my city looking for a building because this is in the fall of 2019, just to give everybody kind of the perspective. Because I was had been going to lots of wellness fairs and women's shows and psychic fairs. And I was, I had a booth at all of these places. And so I would ask the other vendors if they would be interested. Was doing my research, if they would be interested in having a building where they could see their clients or do yoga retreats or workshops and things like that. Mostly everybody then at that time, was either working, seeing their clients from home or having to find a space that they had to rent out in order to, do their yoga, meditation, or whatever their modality was that they were offering. So everybody I talked to said, oh, that would be great. So that's what I was doing in the fall of 2019, just looking at making my company at the time was called Vibrational Healing, and just trying to support the community around how we could help each other and also be available for clients. Well, then we know what happened in 2020. So now we're all shut down. We had things shut down for like 3 months at a time to start in 2020, starting in March of 2020. And now I can't even go. I had a small office in downtown, and I can't even go to that because I can't see clients there anymore. And so I had to learn Zoom. So that was my first introduction to Zoom. And the clients that I could then see over Zoom, or we were even doing body code sessions over the phone, which is, you can do, it's energy is energy. So you can do that. You can do the sessions virtually as well as in person. And then I was attending online networking groups, and I was meeting holistic practitioners all over the world from these online networking groups. There was a networking group that was out of Vancouver. And then that one, they introduced me to another one that was out of South Africa. And they also introduced me to some other people. There was another networking group out of Ireland and Scotland. And so here I am, I'm actually meeting these amazing holistic practitioners. So I kind of got this vision that perhaps we wouldn't be doing something locally, that in order for, and of course, this is 2021. So this is just after the pandemic. We still, at that point, I don't think we even had the vaccination, for whether you believe in that or not, but still there was a lot of worry and concern and anxiety around what, where we were in the world and what was happening. And I just thought, we really need to be a more global, international wellness community. We need to let people know there are ways how to be well, how to stay well, while we're on our health journey, because we're all on a health journey. So I met online with as many practitioners that were interested. I had 30 practitioners that helped me launch the Healing Institute, which was wonderful. We did a 4-month beta phase, and we still hadn't got our marketing all together. So they didn't all stay after that, but at least we were able to get the website launched and get the idea of people coming to the website, engaging with the practitioners. So the website, of course, as anybody knows with websites, they're continually being updated, and ours is in that process as well. But we do have a search bar on the first page. And so you just put in what you're looking for. If you're looking for sleep, or if you've got anxiety, and those are all keywords that are in the back end of the practitioner's profiles. And so that's the way you'll find the practitioner. And then you can engage with the practitioner with a complimentary 30-minute session, find out whether it's the right fit. And that's one of our values, is it has to be a win-win for everybody. It has to be a win for the client, obviously, the practitioner, and for the company. So we're not just a directory. That's what I say. We're actually a wellness community. So as practitioners, we get to know each other. We have one-on-ones with each other. So when somebody's coming, perhaps they want to check out body code work, but then I can also introduce them to our conscious breathing facilitator, who also helps women who have been in the corporate jobs and are burnt out. We have another wonderful practitioner who does emotional freedom technique or tapping. She's also a money coach. And we have a couple more people, one who is a Egyptian Reiki master, which is really cool. And also from South Africa, we have a wonderful practitioner who she helps people set boundaries, but she has an amazing program called the emotional elixir, so that it's not just deciding how you want to set a boundary, but it's looking at all the emotions that are involved in doing that and why you would want to do that. So, and then of course myself that does body code, emotion code work. And also I still will do realigning beliefs and past lifetime energy healing. So, so we are a community, we're growing. We've got, a couple more people who actually helped us with the beta phase, and now they're coming back. So that's always encouraging, and knowing that is happening. So we're very, very excited about 2026 and how we can reach out to the global community. We are doing a couple of projects in Africa right now with some gentleman from Uganda who has his community of men that he's very concerned about and their mental wellness. And so we did one project with him back in September. We're meeting again this week to work on some projects for 2026. And we've also been supporting a community in Kenya, a clinic. It was a brand new clinic that just opened up. Their staff was being trained up to be medical professionals. And what we did was we trained them on all of our modalities, so that when it works for them with their patients, if any of the modalities work or fit, if it's a good fit, then they've got that information. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for expanding on the different modalities, how patients can come and approach practitioners, and then how they are matched depending on what type of issue or thing they're trying to focus on to get healing. And it's great, as you mentioned, it's amazing that you find the right people to support depending on where things are at and what specific situation they're going on, and also helping within the community, expanding the reach, as you say, like this virtual world that we live on. And with COVID, we know it just maybe sped up, but it's really good to know there's these silver linings that help us connect, help us reach farther, and also change lives, because I think that's one of the beauties that you are working, as you say, it's a hub, what you have built, and then it's just a matter of working on it, sharing, spreading the word, and helping others find this overall sense of wellness, the joy, as you said at the beginning, something that really is important, that sometimes we feel there's a lack of enjoying what we're doing, or that joy is gone, right? When you're young, maybe that thing, that a little bit of excitement builds with just candy coming, or certain things that are pretty much simple, and then as we grow we start losing this joy. Maybe we're trapped into the motions and whatnot, so finding the right tools and the right approach, it's great.
Yes, and we really want to stress that we are always looking as a community. We really, one of our values is definitely to educate, and that's why I called the Healing Institute. So educating people on the different ways that they can be well and stay well. And, we've had a medical model for the last 50 odd years that is not working anymore. And I truly believe it's because unfortunately, our medical system only got trained on what were the symptoms, not what were the root cause, like why are you getting that headache, why are you feeling anxiety. um, don't just give the, in my this is my belief, not to just to give somebody a medication, because all that's going to do is camouflage what's really going on. And that's what I love to say about all of our practitioners, that we get to the root cause. We have that conversation with the client before we even ask for payment. We're not even asking for payment. We just want to be able to know that, and we want the client to know that they're getting the right fit as to who it is that they need, that they should work with.
Thank you very much. And I know it's almost time to wrap it up. We're starting the new year. And is there any specific advice or a thought you want to share with the audience that will help them probably figure out if there's something they need to be aware of, or just to help them uh, move things throughout this beginning of the year and keep that motion flowing? Sometimes if we stop, then we don't allow things to happen. And I know this is part of how we all start with all the energy, or the majority of us, because we have resolutions and we're trying to build as we go. But then obviously there's roadblocks or things that come across that might slow us down.
Oh, well, thank you for that question. I love to be curious. I say be curious, ask questions. One of our best gifts, usually as we become adults, as we what's the term, adulting, is something we got in trouble for when we were children. So one of the things, I was always not in trouble, but was always a comment, oh, you're way too sensitive and you ask too many questions. Well, now in the work that I do, that is actually, that's a good thing. It's a good thing to be oversensitive, and it's a good thing to ask questions. And I would say my main suggestion would be always be curious. Listen to your heart. If something's coming up for you and it doesn't feel right and you don't know why, like consciously or intellectually, you haven't figured that out, listen to what your body is telling you, because our bodies are absolutely amazing. So our bodies talk to us first. And now there has been more education around, it's called heart math. So it's actually our heart, it's the brain who then communicates to this brain. It's not the other way around. That that's what we've been taught, that this brain knows it all. But no, in fact, it's our heart that's the brain in our bodies. So you want to listen to your body, you want to listen to your heart. If something doesn't feel right, then ask questions, do your research, find out whether this is, you're going in the right direction or not.
Thank you. That's great. And yes, I'll follow your advice. Thank you very much. Well, a pleasure having you today. We'll be in touch, and all the best. Thanks for being part of this session.
Thank you so much.